or lazy or lazy. So I know you're neither one because you're watching a channel like this. You're looking for ways to better your life, to better your life. Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Frank Iñiguez and I am the ambassador of reading. I want to say thank you for supporting our channel. Our numbers keep on growing thanks to people like you. And today's topic is successful people are this. I decided to do this one and then I'm going to connect it with you after I talk about the topic. I'm going to go ahead and connect it with you. Successful people are this. They're risk takers, they're hardworking, they're visionaries, they're persistent, they're creative, they're decisive, and they're attentive. There's a friend of mine. There are many stories that I can share nowadays because I give speeches in many places and I get to meet a lot of people. This one lady comes to mind. Her name is Mayra. She's married to Luis. And she was telling me her story. And she's a very successful woman. I'm really proud. I'm happy that I got to meet her and him both. We both got to share some time together. And they took my class. However, they were already successful when they took my class. And that's what it is about successful people. They're always looking to better themselves. But let's talk about it, risk takers. She said, you know, Frank, when I bought this restaurant, they sold me the recipe. They sold me the idea. They talked to me about this great place that I was going to buy. I go ahead and I sign the paperwork and we buy it. When I get there, oh my God, my heart just it was just so sad. I looked at it and I said, oh no, what did I do? And so she looked over to the mountains and she sees the sun, whatever it is, and she, right there and then, she started visualizing. She says, okay, they gave me not such a good deal, but I'm gonna make it a good deal. And that's what it is with successful people. We're hardworking. People think, oh yeah, once you're successful, you're not gonna do anything. You're gonna sit on the sofa and watch TV all day long, go to the park, do nothing. It doesn't work that way. Once you're successful or you're gonna become successful, you're gonna discover that we successful people, we're hardworking. So what she did is she started visualizing how she wanted the restaurant and how she wanted to go about it. And right now her business is very, very successful. After she did that one, she went ahead and got another one. And she employs people. She helps families through her business by employing them. Now there's another couple, and I didn't ask them for their name, and I didn't ask if I could share. So I'm not going to share it, but they were doing my class, and the guy, he was already at the peak at his company with a very substantial amount. And he calls me to the side one day and he says, you know what, I'm going to start my own business. And I'm thinking, wow, why would you want to do that? You make this much money. Why would you want to do that? But it's not up to me or anybody else to decide for anybody else on what they want to do. So I said, okay, well, obviously you know what you're doing. They started the business in less than half a year. They were able to not just multiply times 1, but they multiplied times 4. And I was like, wow, risk takers. Successful people are risk takers, are hardworking. That couple that I'm talking to you about, they're the first to get to the company and the last to leave the company. They're very hardworking. They're visionaries. They do business with people from around the world. So they got to be able to visualize, can I get my merchandise there? Can I get it there? Can I get it there? Of course, they don't go like unknowing. They know what they're going to do, but they still have to be visionaries. Persistent, very persistent. If it doesn't work this way, then I'm going to go this way and this way and this way and this way. And it reminds me of my mom. She used to gather us. There's 9 of us. She used to gather us once in a while and she would say, you know who doesn't do well in this world? Who doesn't do good well in this planet? She would say, people that are he's going to go ahead and cancel that word. He'll just put a beep. Or people that are lazy. And if you're willing to work, you're always going to do good. You could be not so smart, but if you're hardworking, you're going to do good. And that stayed in my brain. So people that don't do good in this planet are lazy or lazy. So I know you're neither one because you're watching a channel like this. You're looking for ways to better your life, to better yourself. So creative. My mother, she worked at a place where she made maybe a little bit more than the minimum, but she didn't live the life of a person that made the minimum. She was very creative. She was always finding ways to make the extra, She got to buy a few properties. Plus, she was able to raise all 9 of us, and she did excellent. decisive. If once you make a decision that you're going to do something, many people decide in their brain that they're going to do something, but they don't put a beginning and an end. And guess what? They usually want to go from here to here on time. When you're going to go from beginning to end, you got to talk to yourself and say, during this time, I'm going to do this, this, and this. And if you get the result, guess what? You're going to continue. But if you're not getting the result, or you just went from here to here on time and didn't do what you said you were going to do, it's not on time limit, it's on your action. There's a wonderful book called The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles. I recommend it, highly recommend it. Written in 1910. He says in his book, those that can see the invisible can create the impossible. However, he says, don't just imagine it, don't just visualize it. It starts with thought, but it happens with action. So if you're just going to sit and do nothing, hardworking, if you're not going to do anything, don't expect anything. You got to work. And many times, not many times, every single time, those of us that are successful will work harder than most. So creative, decisive, attentive. Be attentive to what goes into your brain. I know you're watching this channel. However, I know this is not the only channel you watch. Pay attention to those of us that talk to you. Put it to the test. If it works, do it. If it doesn't work, don't do it. But don't go the lazy way. Say, oh, well, I tried from the beginning to end. How much time did you give it? And I give a lot of credit to the people that go to the university. However, it's not the only route. I know hundreds, maybe thousands of people that didn't take a formal education and they're very successful because they're all of this. However, I do want to give credit to the people that go to the university because it's all or nothing. When I was going for my bachelor's degree in education, hey, if I go 1 year, good. 2 years, good. 3 years, good. I can go the 4th year and be missing one class, and guess what? Because of that class, I'm not going to get the degree. I'm not going to get anything. So that's to be admired for those people that go to the university and they go from the beginning to the end. They either get it all or get nothing at all. So that's impressive. However, you don't need a university degree to be successful. You do need to be this. You need to be a risk taker. You need to be hardworking. Highlight it, bold it, circle it. Remember, you got to work hard. People say, no, you got to work smart. Yes, but to be smart, you're also working hard, because if you're not thinking, if you're not being smart about what you're going to be working on, you're not going to get there. So you got to work hard, constantly work. Maybe many times mental, but it is still work. If you deviate from working smart, you're not going to get there either. You got to be a visionary. You got to be persistent. Persistent is key. You must know where you're going. You got to know what you're visualizing and then go after it. You got to be persistent. Creative. If it doesn't work this way, it's going to work this way, this way, this way. You got to be creative. You got to make a decision. You got to be decisive. This is what I want. This is what I'm going to go after. I know that maybe a bachelor's degree for many of you that are watching is no big deal, but for me, that was it. When I didn't remember in my past videos, I told you I didn't graduate from high school. So for me to visualize a bachelor's degree, that was intense, and I had to stick to it. And remember, it took me 10 years. I had to stay with that thought. Many times I would deviate, and that's what took me so long, my deviations. If you deviate, you're going to take long. However, if you're persistent, you are going to get there. So how are successful people? Successful people are this. Risk taker, hardworking, visionaries, persistent, creative, decisive, and attentive. Now, we're all born with everything we need. We deviate as we're being developed by those people that are raising us, those people that we hang around with, the neighborhood, everything. We deviate. However, if you're attentive, remember, all this can be developed. Can you be developed being a risk taker? Yes. A hardworking? Yes. Visionary, persistent, creative, decisive, and attentive. There's other words that I could have put there. I wanted to focus on this. You put it through the test. Be attentive. Question it. Hey, if I become this, can I be successful? Definitely. Yes. Definitely yes. Very well. We're going to leave it at that. You can develop all of these and you can be successful. Easy, like many people say? No, because the hardest work is being able to maintain your thought of where you want to go. Maintaining following through on what you say you're going to do, and getting there, being persistent. Very well, we're going to leave it at that. Till next time, your friend, the ambassador of reading, Frank Iniguez, wishing you well today and always, knowing that you will find and get what you are looking for. Thank you for watching our channel, and congratulations for making it here, where we give information that benefits the individual that's watching and their loved ones. I invite you to subscribe and be part of our channel, set the notifications, and watch the new videos. Thank you and welcome.